a couple of very short, hopefully funny speeches prepared for you tonight. I promise this won't take too long. Yes, this is Bridget. For those of you who don't know her, first up we have, is it Jem?
And we're going to have 3 of us.
Oh, we have the beautiful Gemma, Jess and Katie. Can you please welcome them to the stage?
Can we stand on the ground?
What are you going to sing?
So I don't know if this will be short or funny, but we'll give it a go. Woo! So hello everyone.
Hello, Caitlin.
Woo!
Hello,
The 3 of us are lucky enough to have known our beloved little budgie for a significant portion of her 21 years. And so we'd just like to say a few words to honour her tonight.
Yeah, there you go. After a mere 21 years of life, Bridget likes to consider herself the wise owl, an expert on all given topics, irregardless of her knowledge or experience. As much as some of her advice often falls on deaf ears, she has managed to teach us a thing or two, and so we'd like to start off tonight by rattling off the 21 things that we've learned from our many years of friendship with her.
So number 1, the school oval is just as good as any Broadway theatre. Lunchtime musicals ever required. Number 2, any item of clothing for any occasion can be found on ASOS. And is a brand that most reliably caters for the Bridget foodie, as displayed tonight.
Number 3, a portable beach radio that looks like a lunchbox is the best invention since sliced bread. Not because you can take it anywhere, but because it looks like a lunchbox. Who came up with that? Number 4, lipstick is always appropriate, especially if it's bright pink. Then it's even more appropriate.
There you go.
And speaking of outfits, you're never fully dressed without a pair of black sunnies. However, these sunnies are never for eyewear, but are required to sit on the top of your head all day. For the most optimal night's sleep, you must subject yourself to asphyxiation by covering your body with approximately 2,500 pillows every night without fail.
Number 7, hash browns are a food which are appropriate for any meal at any time. Number 8, speaking at a pace of 400 words per minute is the only form of cardio you will ever need.
Number 9, Bridget is possibly the only person in the whole wide world that can have a 4-hour D&M with every and anybody about every and anything, even if she doesn't know much about the topic. Number 10, the Wicked Witch of the West is a really good costume idea until you realise it takes 3 hours to scrub the paint off your body. Next Dad. You wrote that one.
A world-class YouTube series, Barbie in the Dream House, is perfectly fine to binge watch, even if you're a fully functioning adult. Number 12, you can fully duplicate the learnings of a marketing degree in your new social media job if you simply harass enough of your friends to follow you on Instagram. 13, a whole week of Gold Coast schoolies experiences can be condensed within 10 hours. Material confessions to hotel security guards included. 14, it's perfectly fine to eat a whole loaf of bread at New Farm Park and then call it a picnic. 15, the Queensland Conservatorium of Music may be owned by Griffith, but let me reiterate, it is not Griffith.
Sorry.
True love does exist, even if the object of this affection changes on a fortnightly basis. The phrase, "Oh my god, guys, did I tell you about my new crush?" is the only appropriate way to start a boozy sleepover. Number 17. The most foolproof way to communicate during class and send top secret information is to put it all in an email, but then change the font to white. This will keep it from the prying eyes of teachers. However, naming the subject white may or may not have been a little giveaway.
Number 18. All you need for DIY karaoke is pots, wooden spoons, or any kitchen utensil you can find. The best tunes and a good headbanging technique. Oh, and Marita. Number 19. Deleting your Facebook and Snapchat at the start of every semester is great for productivity. Even if you now just procrastinate by using Viber in secret to talk about it.
You will always come off second best in any carpool karaoke against Bridget, so you're just going to have to learn to deal with it. It's also beneficial to warn family and friends before taking a ride in the car with Bridget if you plan on playing any kind of quality music. You can also down, 21. You can down a bottle of wine of an evening, but as long as you chase it with some good old steamed broccoli, you can consider yourself the picture of health. Okay, now we're going to say nice stuff, so stop laughing. Bridget, attempting to explain you to a stranger always makes me laugh. You are simply indescribable with your many Bridgetisms and idiosyncrasies that perfectly came together to formulate the best friend a girl could ask for. Each and every person here knows what it's like to have their life graced by the whirlwind that is Bridget O'Brien. Effervescent, bubbly, kind, extraordinary, sometimes mildly fanatic, and always in your corner. You have shown me the beauty of a lifelong best friendhood is that it defies space and time. No matter how far apart or the weeks or months that have sometimes separated us over the years, there is never any doubt in my mind that you will always be the same broad-smiled, fast-talking, slightly ditzy, and comically dramatic Bridget that I know and love. I recently found a letter that Bridget wrote me on my 18th birthday, and this sentence encapsulates you more than anything I could ever write. It said, "So when you're off saving the world one day and I'm somewhere exotic with my Calvin Klein model bae, accepting yet another Oscar, just call me, because the Academy can always wait, and the line of cute boys chasing after me will be so long it's arbitrary." Life with you is nothing but an extraordinary adventure, and if this prediction that you made is anything to go off, the next few chapters for us are destined to be filled with even more hilarious escapades than the ones that have passed us.
He just lacks confidence.
When I first met Bridget, I was 10 years old and our family had just been invited to our very first iconic O'Brien barbecue.
Oh my god.
Within 10 minutes of arrival, she had startled us all by exploding into a very animated rendition of "I Could Have Danced All Night." I thought she was weird and too loud. And she turned out to be exactly the type of weird and too loud that I needed in a best mate. 12 years later, and the Bridget I love is still filled with the same spontaneity, love for life, and unapologetic outbursts of pure sunshine. Spending time with Bridget is exhausting in the most soul-fulfilling way, and I can't imagine the person I'd be without her influence in my upbringing. Bridget reminds you every day of the importance of knowing your worth, and her confidence and self-assurance shine through everything she does, and so it should. And for out of the fanatics, Bridget will be the first to offer you bean soup from her fridge, her pull-out couch, and a 3-hour Taylor Swift headbanging session if the time required it. We've been friends for so long because I simply refuse to let her and her brilliance go. So, long live all the mountains we've moved. I'm having the time of my life forever fighting dragons with you.
Once I gave Bridget a High School Musical CD for her birthday. I told her I had already opened it and listened to it. She told me that was okay, and I knew we'd be best friends forever. Bridge, when I look back, you are in every crack and crevice of my memories. From convincing the kids in primary school that Jack Frost definitely lived in the freezer, to being a part of our first ever friendship group, Glee Kid, to running amok at Woody Head each September, to getting drunk for the very first few times and telling each other we will never ever part, isn't I love you so much. To 1 hour long after church chats, to you singing at my grandmother's funeral, and to us planning our first ever trip to the UK and Europe. Every time I look back, you're there. As both Katie and Jess have described, you are one of a kind, the kind of people like us that need to hold on to. You bring the most joy and pure happiness to everyone you meet. We love you. Happy 20th, Bridget.
Don't worry about getting up, Penny.
Joseph O'Brien is here.
Well, yeah, firstly I'd like to apologise. It's probably not going to be as good as Jenny's 21st speech. But if I look at a joke, just... Firstly, congratulations to everyone being selected to attend this party. Naturally, Bridget wanted to invite everyone. She's never met, but Mum put quite stringent requirements for selection, so congratulations for passing that. So I'd firstly sort of like to thank Bridget for making this a pretty easy 21st speech to write. Yeah, just the way she lives her life every day, it just gives me more than enough ammunition. So the trouble is, where on earth do I start? How could I possibly feel Bridget's stupidity, gullibility, idiocy, foolishness, naivety, jumpiness, and much, much more into a single speech, so I'll give it a crack. Right, even from an early age, Bridget was a massive liability. When she was around 2, she decided to plummet face down into a spa and almost drown herself just to get attention. She's continued this trend even into her early adult years. And she almost killed herself yet again, shortly after her recent tonsillectomy. She took too many painkillers and not enough laxatives. Resulting in what we now know as the nugget of death. So yeah, Bridget always struggled with bullying as well. One day when our family friends came over for dinner, we eventually got bored of playing Murder in the Dark. So we modified the rules and rebranded it so that the new title read, Let's Scare Bridget. Safe to say it was an absolute hit. Like all kids, Bridget went through an awkward phase. However, unlike most kids, this lasted around 12 years. When Bridget was around 10, Mum went for a 2-week holiday around the US and because Dad was apparently incapable of looking after 3 kids in 14 days, he enlisted the help of Grandma Cole. When Mum came back, her first words were, "My gosh," after noticing how much Bridget had grown. So when Bridget grew older, it was pretty clear she was destined to be a performer. When she was 8, she won Budget Idol, and was just edging out 96-year-old wheelchair-bound Betty for the first time. Despite this early victory, she sort of developed a tendency to be overshadowed by siblings. She never really developed into a genuine triple threat. For example, she was the only one of us not to play the lead in one of the High School Musicals. She also lacked the dance ability too. In year 12, she missed out on making the dancer step for 10, despite the fact that she was the actual cultural convener and a member of the audition panel. So you probably wouldn't have realised this, but Bridget has always loved Barbies, hence why we had to throw this party. Like, I reckon she loves Barbies more than she loves Eurasian trumpet players. Christmas, she even cried when Mum didn't get her a Barbie. So our very kind neighbour went to the shops and got her 6 limited edition Barbies and made her day, and she was 16. Yeah, thank you all for coming. While Genevieve and I have usually taken advantage of the fact that Bridget's a very easy target, she's an easy target because she's one of the kindest people you'll meet. We're very proud of her and what she's achieved, and I know her singing degree isn't much, but it's something. So a happy 21st birthday to one of my favourite sisters. And here's to Mary. Thank you.
Hi guys. Now Maria's next. I'll go after Maria.
I didn't know that you had a speech because mine starts with, we don't let Penny make speeches anymore since the birthday massacre of 2008.
Shut up. No, let him have a go.
Sure. Doesn't include me. The ride with Bridget has never been a dull one. She was a good baby and her wide eyes seemed to be very quietly taking it all in until she was about 22 months old when her new brother arrived and her big sister got a new sibling to boss around. Bridget has not stopped talking or moving since and has almost used up her lifetime supply of big words. We have all learned when to tune in and tune out. And how to translate her double-speed gibberish to her grandparents. Bridget's spirit and will tested us through her toddler and early childhood years, and we were as surprised as anyone that she turned out okay. Teacher warned me that she would try everything, and we were half expecting to be celebrating this 21st event at a tattoo parlour in Lyndon with 4 grandchildren and no son-in-law. But as it turns out, Bridget's time in this world had actually made it a better place. She brings joy and excitement and enthusiasm to everything except cleaning. She's not good at cleaning. And she warms the heart of everyone who has the pleasure of her company.